What's going on, everybody? Trey back with G Square Tactical. I hope you all are having a really good day today. I kind of wanted to do a review. I don't know when you all will see this, but we've just kind of finished up a holiday season again. A very blessed season. We're all very blessed. Me and Jean and our family is very, very blessed. But I feel like a very popular gun to give for Christmas, if you're going to give a gun for Christmas, would be an AR. I don't know why, but it seems like that would be one of the most popular rifles around, so it's probably one that anybody and everybody would smile if they received. Maybe not so much a Canic, because Uncle Bobby may not know much about Canic, so he'd be like, what, did you give me an airsoft gun, or I don't know. But I didn't choose this particular rifle because it's the most popular on the market. I just saw it and was like, that would be a pretty cool gun to review. It has a couple little upgraded features as opposed to your bone stock ARs like your Smith & Wesson Sport. Not the Sport 2. The Sport 2 comes with a little bit of upgraded features, but your Sport 1, it has a couple upgraded features from the Sport. So with that being said, we'll kind of get into it. Overall of the rifle, it is a very quality, well-built rifle. You do have that Type 3 hard coat anodized finish on it. And I will say it held up really nicely, really well at the range. We took it out, we shot it a bunch, maybe 100, 200 times. We tried to limit it a little bit, but we did do some rapid fire, some double tap. We got into it. With that being said, I keep playing with the stock, so we'll talk about it. It has a 6-point stock, so 6 different points of adjustment on it. Super massive fan of that. I love adjustable stocks. I'm not really sure why it didn't come with padding, but I'm not complaining about that. If I had to pick, I would certainly choose a non-padded adjustable stock. I just really like that. I like the way it feels. It definitely feels more compact. Whenever you lessen the stock, you bring it into its closed position, which makes the rifle about a 32-inch rifle. Whenever you fully extend it, you're looking at about 35 inches. So it's definitely got some length to it. You do receive a sling attachment on the stock itself. Now, you don't really have one up front, but you'll have to get an attachment. But that's okay, because you have an M-LOK free floating handguard. I don't really know how much better it gets than a free floating handguard, because it's the most optimized, the most, do-it-all feature-esque type handguard. You can put any M-LOK attachment, be it a handguard, be it a light, be it sights. If you wanted to do your little side picture red dot like a lot of tactilians out there will do, you really get that freedom to do whatever you want to with this rifle. While we're talking about sights, I will say this rifle did not come with sights, so kind of one of my beefs, but also I think is a good thing. And I say that because so many people nowadays have different AR setups. They have different red dots. They have ACOGs. They have flip-up sights. They have both, a combination. Some people have like 8 sights on one rifle. It's insane. So because of that, when you get a rifle, like whenever I got this Saint over here that I'll talk about here in a minute to kind of compare, you get those flip-up sights whether you want them or not. And a lot of people may not want those. Some people may take them off. Some people may upgrade. Some people may even put different flip-up sights on it because they like others better. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to do that, maybe find an AR that doesn't come with sights so you can modify it, customize it, and make it your own. So I really like that about this gun, that it didn't come with them. I hate that I had to spend an extra $80 to $100 on flip-up sights. But that's okay. I'm not complaining about that. The grip, so I'm going over things that I may not be a fan of at first. The grip, I'm not really a fan of. Might change it out later. And I say that because it's so smooth. I don't like smooth grips, especially not on rifles or AR-15s for that matter. Being more specific, AR-15s. But I don't like that. I think that it should be much more gritty. It should have a lot more surface, or not surface, but texture to it, something to grab. Because let's be honest, if you go out to the range and you have a 30-round mag, a 5.56 NATO, you're probably not going to, just lightly shoot it. You know, we're going all out. We didn't come to the range to play around, you know what I mean? So that would be one thing that I might replace later in the future. If I do, I'll drop a link in the description so you guys can see which one I ended up going with. But, you know, so those are basically my only two beefs with this rifle. I will say that you get a lot of standard features that are coming on most AR-15s today. If you don't get these, if you don't get these features, you probably need to find a different AR, a different platform. You do have so of those, you have your 90-degree fire safety switch on the lower. You have your bolt release on this side, which is functional, was not functional on the the HNK 416. You have your dust cover, your deflector, and your forward assist. All features that are seemingly coming standard on every single AR-15 in today's market. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that's pretty good. It's an upgradable feature to some older model ARs. I know the first AR that I ever had was an M&P Sport 2, and I love that rifle. As a matter of fact, whenever I was getting it, I was debating on getting the Sport 2 or just the Sport. I knew I wanted an M&P. I knew I wanted that specific Smith & Wesson rifle, but I had not yet made up my mind, and that was kind of when I was just getting into guns. I was like 18 years old, so I was, you know, I just turned of age to go get a rifle, and I was like, you know, I'm going to cash in. I waited 18 years for this. I've been waiting since I was born. So when I went and got it, a buddy of mine told me, you know, hey, check out the Sport 2. It has the upgraded, the forward assist, the deflector on it that didn't really come on the Sport. So with that being said, nowadays it's pretty common to see these features on an AR, so make sure that you cash in on those. You get those. Though you may never use some of them, or if you ever shoot the rifle at all, it's always cool to have. Might help the resale later. You can market it as such. Like, hey, it has these features. Talking about the rail up top, I mean, how many more points of contact could you want out of a rifle? With the free-floating handguard, it is the handguard is about 11 inches. The barrel's about 16.1 inches, I believe, is what it was. And I think that's a pretty safe, common length, I suppose, for the free-floating handguard. You don't want it to, and some people like the entire barrel covered, which I'm not going to lie, it looks pretty sweet, especially if you're suppressing or quieting the gun. I didn't say the S word, I shouldn't have. But if you're quieting a rifle, it's always cool to kind of disguise that suppressor. In my opinion, it is. So with that being said, I really like the overall length of this. I did elect to install a O-light, so that's what you're seeing on the side here. I put this Odin on. It has a pressure pad on it. I think that was around 200. MSRP of this gun is about 980, so I don't think that you'll pay that. I hope you don't, because you can find this gun for cheaper than that. I think we got out the door for like $6.99 with it, so we got maybe it was $5.99. I don't remember, but it was really cheap. It was an error at the counter, but you know, once you put a gun in your name, it's in your name for good. So that there's nothing I could do, integrity speaking or not. I maybe could have tipped the guy, but you know, if you get a good deal, you get a good deal, especially in COVID times. So. With that being said, you know, I also put about $80 to $100 in it. So overall, this setup's probably anywhere from $1,100 to $1,200 after tax, but you could really get out. But well, let's do that math. If you paid MSRP, which you're not going to, I wouldn't think. But if you paid MSRP $980 plus $200 for the light, that's $1,180 plus, you know, $80 for sights. You're $1,200, but I would suspect you'd be anywhere from maybe $1,000 to $1,050 maybe with tax. But you know, money is really similar when it comes to this style of AR. No matter if you go with Smith, Ruger, you're really going to be paying about the same. I mean, if you go up to a Daniel Defense or a Wilson Combat, then you're probably going to be looking at $2,000, $2,500. But honestly, I think if you were to go pick up two of these, you're probably not going to be disappointed. You know, one for the friend, one for the wife, whatever the case may be. But it does only come with one magazine. I think I've already mentioned that, but just wanted to make sure I threw that in. I don't think I'm missing anything else on the rifle. It does have a 1 1/8" twist on it, right-handed, and you know, your free-floating handguard. I'm a big fan of that. It also has Ruger engraved on the free-floating handguard. I know I've probably failed to mention that, but it's a really, really cool feature to it. But yeah, I mean, it's an AR. What can you say? Most of them are very similar as far as their style goes. Some of them have different grips. Some of them have different handguards, different stocks, different sights. You make it your own. It's very customizable. So with that being said, I really hope you all enjoyed this video, enjoyed the rifle. I'm going to be putting the tabletop up soon. And with that being said, I hope you go pick one of these up. Let us know if you do. Let us know if you already have one. We love talking guns with you guys. Thanks for watching.